Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today brings us the first hashtag third Sunday prompt, in which case our prompt is stitches. So we're ripping down some little fabric bits, okay? And we're going to the sewing machine, and you're not going to be able to see real well. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. But you will enjoy anyway, because I said so. Anyway, this is an open collaboration. And what if you want to participate? Okay, well, you don't have to make a video. You could, share your photograph and use the hashtag. So, but if you're going to make a video, what you want to do is make one no longer than 20 minutes. Use the hashtag in your title and description. Within your description, put a link to my video that I will email to you after you send me your scheduled link. Okay? And these go up on the third Sunday, hence third Sunday prompt. And we're going for a time at 11 a.m. Central, but you, of course, can post yours anytime after that, whenever you want to. And if you come along and make a video later, send me your link and we'll add it to the list. All right. Email address is in the description below the video. And the word contact is actually part of my email address. Oh, the link will be due on or before the second Saturday. Okay. So back to what we were doing. So we were sewing on the sewing machine. And we just stitched our fabric. And we've got some burlap ribbon. That's what I'm calling it. It's like on a big old giant spool ribbon. And we've now have all our little strips with our little fancy sewing stitches on there, whatever they are, and we're going to use some embroidery floss in a coordinating color to match the thread color. It's all okay. And we are going to make either X's or those fancy French knots. Okay. Now, typically embroidery is done in an embroidery hoop. And my pieces are too small for an embroidery hoop. So we're just going to hold them in our hand and struggle along with making our knots and knotting it on the back. And I'm just not worried about what the backs of these look like on account of I'm thinking they'll be glued down. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So that's what we're going to do for the next 3 days. Not really. Anyway, there may be links below. This is pre-recorded, so I don't know if we had any participants or not. Okay. But if we did, there's links below. Otherwise, just search that hashtag because maybe somebody will jump on board. And, of course, if I don't get any participating people, I might not do it anymore. I don't know because it's just so up in the air. Like we just don't care. All right, so trying to make a French knot. It's an embroidery knot. Y'all want to know somebody that can make some stitches? Okay, you need to check out Susan Taylor Brown. Okay, I will add a link to her channel because she does these things called bullion stitches. They are pretty. Anyway, I can't do too much stitching by hand on account of y'all know the hand issues I have. But anywhoots, I can do it for a little bit. It's that pinching that index finger and thumb together that I think is what gets me in pain. Thimble, gotta wear a thimble. There's our written message. So we're just stitching along, and I hope your new year is coming along swimmingly, beautifully, wonderfully, healthfully. Okay? That's what I hope for everybody. And now we're switching over. I think we're going to make X's. Some of them get French knots and some of them get X's, in which case we just make an X, a big, well, not a big, we're putting triple X. And why did I go with 3 X's? I don't know. Some of them got 4, I think. It's just the way it goes. You know, that's what they put on those moonshine bottles, wasn't it? I don't know. So, I, did the filming on this. I edited it. Didn't do a voiceover. Went to bed. In the middle of the night, I woke up and I thought, you know what? Back in the 1900s, there was this little fashion trend thing. It was in the 1980s, y'all. And it was a quilting thing, but then people took it and used it on denim jackets. Y'all know blue jean jackets, denim jackets. And I don't know what it was called, but I thought about that in the middle of the night for some reason, because, when you wake up and you just think of stuff. Well, I do anyway. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's see if we can do some of that and add that to our stitches prompt. Okay? So, I will interrupt the video, sort of, to bring you an additional video. It's all together, y'all. It's just, yeah, special. It's so special. I don't know where it's coming in at, but it'll be coming up somewhere in here, okay? So we got French knots and X's. Oh, here we go. Now, I tried a better angle, and I got a better angle at the sewing, but you can't see what I'm doing in front of the sewing machine. What I have is some of those muslin strips, the little narrow strips still, and a piece of colorful fabric, a long strip. And I am taking 3 layers of the muslin and laying them one on top of each other on top of the colorful strip. And I'm just sewing a rectangle around there, okay? I try to backstitch, and sometimes I do and sometimes I forget. And I didn't check the tension before I started sewing, so y'all. So the stitching is not the best tensionized, and that's okay. Just hang in there and you'll get to see how I do some little layering. See, that's what it looked like. And you can slow down the video, click on your little gear cog, and change the speed that you're watching at. So again, so many sews. I'm going to do that for my entire length of colorful fabric there. I did pick that up at the Dollar Tree, but it was $1.25, not $1. And it, for $1.25, that's still not too bad for 100% cotton fat quarter. Fat quarter? Yeah, I think that's what size they are. Anyways, moving along. So, we're back at the tabletop. I'm going to cut them apart. That's why I left the gaps between there, okay? That one doesn't want to rip, so I have to snip a little more. And snip and rip and snip and rip, okay? And then I've got a seam ripper right there. That's what that blue thing is, okay? And hopefully I'm zoomed in and it's coming off clear enough. Now you can see you pinch up the top and the bottom and you kind of pull them apart so that they're fairly separated. And back in the day, they did squares. They did like a 3 or 4 inch square, and they would layer up their whatever cotton fabrics they had on denim, okay? And then they would rip from corner to corner in a, in an X pattern. Of course, I'm using rectangles, so I'm not going so much in an X pattern. And I'm ripping, literally ripping the fabric, the muslin fabric, all three of the little layers, because they're loose. They're loose from each other. And then we're going to get raveling, and I want some of that bright fabric to show, because it's all ripped. Now, back in the day when they did it on the jackets and the quilts and stuff, they didn't actually have to worry so much about it. They would just cut their X pattern in there with the seam ripper or scissors, whichever. And then they would go throw the quilt or the jacket in the laundry, and it would automatically fray on its own. Okay, and you would get little peaks of the fabric underneath. Okay, now I wasn't getting that so much with this, and these are not going to be washed, y'all. This is for junk darling ephemeras, decorations. So I am trimming some of it away and trying to refray the edges and just kind of making it rough and fuzzy and shaggy and stuff like that. I don't know. I think I succeeded okay. So I do this for all my pieces. What did I get? Like five strips, I guess. Pretty sure that's about it. And, portions of the video are sped up a lot. Some are not sped up quite as much as others. Okay? I mean, y'all don't got all day to spend with me, do you? Well, if you do, there's other videos you can see. Go back and watch some of them old ones. Oh, I like to think I've gotten better at my videography. Okay? And I'm only going to show you a couple of them, and this one's going to be faster, rippy, and rippy. And you really want to be careful that you don't rip your bottom fabric piece, because that's the little part you want to show through, sort of, or not. I mean, maybe you want to rip all of it. Hey, maybe you're going to try, maybe you're not going to try. So anyway, doing that. I know, a lot of wash, rinse, repeat. And we're going along. I'm pretty happy with them. It probably would have been better in squares, but for some reason I had the little strips in my, because, yeah, just like that. And I'm not quite happy with not being able to see that under fabric in the space of the ripping. So I will come along with some fabric any day. Okay? Really, any day, like now. And I'm going to take fabric and I'm taking just little drops, little bits of it, just to hold open a little bit, some of that fabric, just to hold it out of the way, to smoosh it around, so that you can get, we can get little peeks of the under fabric there, y'all. Okay, I know you can see it on the ends and some of the edges, and that's good too. But, that's what I was trying to do. What am I going to do with these? Don't know. I don't know. Something sooner or later, probably. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but, So some more. Any hoodle doots. I am using a straight pin there just to help scrooge some of that out of the way. And I am trying to work with all three layers so that it's pretty haphazard and shabby-ish. Okay, shabby-ish is a word. pretty sure I'm not the only one that uses it. So we're going to do another one. And like I said, I'm just putting just little squitchels of it. I mean, you know how it kind of volcanoes out? Probably not even that much, just enough to kind of like hold it over out of the way for a minute. Well, longer than a minute, It's glue, fabric, glue, fabric. Fix it out of my way, y'all. Musical interlude. It's a musical interlude for you, for me, just we musical interlude. And now I'm going to go back because, and show you these, and we'll get the ta-da hands. Okay, I'm kind of showing you the back, so you can see the backs are not really, nothing great to look at. These, the E's are not glued. They are just stitched on with the X's and the French knots. Ta-da! Photo montage. So, sewing stitches. Maybe you had an entry and you got stitches somewhere. That could be too. I don't know. Stitches. Whatever it makes you think of. Okay. I hope some of y'all can join. Let's inspire each other this year, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all, in stitches.